This is it. We've reached our final destination. And back to our knight e4. We're going to start off with c5. Kiki is back again. Check. Stop the nonsense. Got to break the pin, knight d2. We're threatening knight b3 and winning the c5 pawn, so he's obliged to take. Knight b3. Now we got a few different lines here. The main line is queen b6, but we got to look at the other stuff. So what if queen d8? You just take the center, and he prevents e4, so we do this next best thing, e3. We don't worry about some of these lines. Like if he's going to play knight h5, make him work to try to take the bishop. So that's not really something to be concerned about. And if e6, bishop d3, if he really wants the bishop, he's going to wait until right then. And honestly, this isn't like a structure I worry about, f4. And you're going to be able to use the h-file in the long term to be able to attack. So it's not really worth playing knight h5. So after bishop d3, knight c6, this is going to be our general scheme of development. We're looking at options on the queen side, the center, or the king side. It's the best type of situation to be in. And on bishop d7, personally, I like knight c5 because that outpost is just annoying, and you just have little booger's worth. So coming back after knight b3, tickle tickle on the lady. What if queen f5? The only move you need to really remember here is get the bishop out of there and get him out hot. Take on b8. As soon as that happens, we take with the queen. Now we're hitting the a7 pawn. Annoying. Now we play e4, hitting his queen. Annoying. Now we play knight h3, hitting his queen. Annoying. e5, hitting his knight. We just take the ball and we're going to push him off the court. f4, I want my space. I want to keep it now. Castle's queenside. And the engine may say, this is okay for black, but honestly, this isn't fun at all. This is like a bad Sicilian. This knight is going to travel to e4. I'm going to sink him on d6. Pain. Not fun at all. So coming back to knight b3, the main line with queen b6. Key move, queen takes d4. So let's first look at if the queens come off the board. Take the center. And we're going to get one of those typical structures. Keep stuff out of b4. Rook c1. And knight f3, yeah. Seen this time and again, we're looking at knight c5 ideas. We have control of the only open file. Slightly better position. Black's left with his dumb bishop again. Okay. So after e4 of knight c6, we got bishop b5. And I really liked this continuation. With similar themes, we work the c-pawn there, and another equal position, but the rook lift is going to be real. If we take immediately, again, this knight a5, it's all about the pressure. After e5, the best he can do is trade off, and again, we're going to have pressure on the c-pawn all day, every day. So normally at this juncture, instead of taking our queen, they go knight c6. And knight d4. This flexible move is very, very nice. If any move other than e5, this is what you should be looking at. d5, knight b5, I want knight c7. If knight d5, knight b5, head on king d8, I'm looking for e4, and then, being annoying. So, simple stuff. If e5, I'm going to take. So what if he takes our knight? We just take back. And this is critical, though, because this is actually a playable line. The a-pawn is hit. Now, he's threatening playing b4. And on pawn takes, bishop b4 takes with check. And if you take back, you lose your rook. So this next move, the engine found it for me. I was kind of nervous about this position, but bishop d4. And this is a key move and a memory marker because you need the bishop on this diagonal so your king can go to f2. So after b4 takes, after king f2, white is now fine. Completely okay here. Isn't it a pawn in the clear? Yeah, it is. Okay. So knight takes c6, back to this line. This is the main line at this point. E takes f4. We bring our pony back. If d5, g3. And we don't have a problem with this type of structure. We get rid of the bishop pair and no weaknesses, no problems. d5 pawn is going to be a target. So if knight d5, this next move has to be played, and it's another memory marker because his knight wants to go to e3. If you play a move like g3, knight e3 is very strong because if king d2, knight takes f1, rook takes f1, rook takes a2, and you don't want to live that life. So e4, it's clutch. And on pawn takes, tickle, tickle. We don't want to get the pawn back too quickly. Yeah, we do. I lied. If b5, b4. The thing to notice about this structure, 5 pawns each. Black has the bishop pair, but the d and b pawns are isolated for black. That's the only real advantage that you have. You're looking at playing moves like knight f5, sinking in on d6, getting rid of the bishop pair, and then focusing on the weakness on the d file. So if king takes e3, we're back to this same kind of deal, and there's many move orders, but this is going to be the general placement of the pieces for white. And I mean, you'll play a3, you'll put a rook on the e file, and you'll play chess, and it's roughly equal, but I feel it's easier in the long term for white to play, and that's why I can openly recommend it. So let's get to the final file. We covered knight e4, c5. So let's take a look at the main. f3, knight f6 immediately. We grab on c5, and again, we have a bunch of branches. Queen a5 check, and just getting back the c pawn is the most obvious move, but what if he ignores it and plays e6? No, too much. Bishop d6, you're not going to have any fun. What about knight a6? Well, I'm going to take the center, and we're just going to keep this simple check. And there was really no other way to go, because if bishop d7, bishop takes d6. And these little in-between moves like that are just so horribly annoying. The only move he has is king f8. We go back, and after b4, you can tell we're going to get the d5 square, and black's going to still be working on uncoiling. Not fun at all. Also, in this knight a6 line, I have a note that after bishop c4, if g6, a tactic worth remembering here is e5, because if takes, bishop takes f7, and we win the queen. What else we got? If b6 here, don't take giving him extra time, just play e4. And similar structure to what we've seen in the past. Key move with e5. And this is a move that in these structures you need to consider on a regular basis, because it just, in the very least, you're going to be getting back your pawn with bishop takes c5, and it's shutting down black star square bishop on g7. So e5 is, it's critical. It's clutch. So to the main line, queen a5 check, Blockskis. And I love this line with e6 because each move has a tactical justification to it. First, a3, because if bishop takes c5, reasons. So queen takes. Knight b5, threatening knight c7. Tickle on the queen. Pressure all day. Threatening bishop b5. and we're going to d6. The other line was if queen takes, take with a pawn, and after e5, we're still going to d6 with a knight. Clean. So much easier than trying to play e6, as we've seen, is just take our pawn back, e4. There's a couple different lines here. Say, for instance, if knight c6, we're going to castle queenside. And we've seen these types of positions before where we're looking to attack. Knight b5. I like how just getting the queens off the board results in this type of position. Knight b5 is a very strong move, and our old friend e5 is back. So what if a6 stopping this knight b5 idea? You just go on with the normal ideas of attacking him viciously on the king side, looking at h4, h5 coming next. So what about if g6? Same theme, different day. Bishop g7, you got to watch out for it. e5, got you again. If knight c6, stopping e5. Knight b5, our old friend. The only variation that could stop it is if they played a6, which is an unnatural move in these structures. So most people are going to fall for this knight b5 stuff. Queen b6. And what is it? What is it? e5. There he is again. So annoying to deal with. And white has a crushing edge. I mean, one false move can just absolutely ruin everything. Bishop takes f6 with the idea of queen d8, depending upon where black's queen moves here. This is just, it can be ridiculous. Queen c7, you can even play bishop e5. Like, ugh, there's tactics everywhere. Hopefully you enjoyed the brief but theoretically thorough survey of the Trompowsky. And as I stated in the introduction, these videos go right along with a full repertoire playing d4 in conjunction with my 5 London system videos. So keep that in mind as you're going through these. That these positions are a lot of fun. There's a lot of creativity involved with playing the Tromp. And, you know, hopefully you'll have as much fun playing it as I did, you know, analyzing and recording these videos. So, until next time.